The Dodo's deception. When paradise becomes a prison, you believe the dodo vanished because it was stupid? Because it was slow, clumsy, and fearless? You've been deceived. The true story behind the extinction of Earth's most infamous bird is not merely the tragedy of one species, it is a terrifying preview of our own potential fate, when isolation and comfort become a death sentence. 140 million years ago, a fragment of land tore away from the African continent. Part became Madagascar. The remainder, what would eventually form India, surged northward at 16 centimeters per year until violently colliding with Asia. But beneath the waves occurred the true miracle, where this tectonic collision birthed the Mascarene underwater mountain range, inadvertently pushing small volcanic islands like Mauritius above the surface. At first, nothing existed here but barren rock. Then, carried by waves, wind, and nature's unpredictable transport systems, seeds arrived. Vegetation flourished, enveloping the island in lush greenery, yet the land remained eerily devoid of animal life. Except for one type of creature that had mastered global conquest: birds. A distant ancestor of the common pigeon, yes, the dodo's progenitor was a species of dove, navigated across the vast ocean and claimed Mauritius as home. No predators, abundant fruit, mild climate? It sounds like paradise, doesn't it? And this pigeon ancestor decided to stay for 4 million years. The island became a laboratory of evolution, where the rules that governed the rest of the natural world simply didn't apply. The volcanic soil nurtured strange plants. Unique fruits evolved. The absence of mammalian predators created an ecosystem unlike anywhere else on Earth. In this isolated Eden, birds became the dominant life form, adapting to ecological niches typically filled by ground-dwelling mammals on continents. Nature experimented freely, creating creatures perfectly adapted to an environment that had never known danger. 4 million years is an eternity in evolutionary time. Enough for a flying bird to forget its most defining characteristic. Living in paradise too long, these birds began to transform. They grew larger, heavier, lost their ability to fly, and eventually evolved into meter-tall creatures with massive, hook-like beaks specializing in fruit consumption. This phenomenon, known as island gigantism, occurs when isolated island fauna develop extraordinary proportions because nothing threatens them. The dodo forgot how to fly, forgot how to run, even forgot the instinct of fear itself. What is there to fear when predators don't exist? Generation after generation, their wings shrunk while their bodies expanded. Their metabolism slowed to conserve energy in an environment where haste was unnecessary. Their beaks specialized for the specific fruits of Mauritius. Their eggs grew larger as they no longer needed to travel light. Every adaptation made perfect sense in their isolated world. Every evolutionary change optimized for life on an island where danger did not exist. In the dense forests of Mauritius, the dodo thrived. It wandered leisurely across the forest floor, plucking fallen fruit, crushing seeds with its powerful beak, and distributing plant life throughout the ecosystem. Far from the bumbling fool of popular imagination, the dodo was a masterpiece of adaptation, perfectly designed for its environment. Its defensive capabilities, non-existent. Its survival strategy, complete trust in a world that had never betrayed it. For millions of years, this strategy worked flawlessly, until a species from another world arrived. The 17th century. Portuguese sailors visited briefly, then came the Dutch. But it was these Dutch colonizers who brought the destruction combo to the Paradise Island. Not guns, not bombs, but dogs, cats, rats, and monkeys. Imagine an unlimited buffet for predators who had evolved alongside prey that knew how to hide and escape. The dodo had no such knowledge. They wandered about carelessly, laying eggs on the forest floor, without any protective instincts. Rats devoured their eggs. Dogs tore them apart. Monkeys played with their offspring like toys. The dodo wasn't merely dying, it couldn't reproduce fast enough to sustain its population. Then came the worst catastrophe: deforestation. The Dutch recognized the value of Mauritius's precious hardwoods, and they didn't hesitate. Without forests, the dodo lost its shelter. Without shelter, it lost its last chance for survival. In 1638, the Dutch officially established their colony. Just 24 years later, humans witnessed the last living dodo. The extinction happened so rapidly that most Dutch settlers barely noticed it occurring. One year the birds were scarce, the next they were gone. No ceremony marked their passing, no record documented the final individual. They simply vanished, erased from Earth after 4 million years of perfect adaptation. The supreme irony? The very adaptations that had made the dodo perfect for its paradise became the vulnerabilities that ensured its destruction when that paradise was invaded. The dodo didn't go extinct because it was stupid. The dodo vanished because it trusted paradise too much. Too long without challenges, its survival instincts disappeared. No enemies, so it forgot how to defend. No competition, so it forgot how to fight. And when the world changed abruptly, the dodo couldn't adapt quickly enough. This pattern repeated across Mauritius as other endemic species followed the dodo into oblivion. The ecosystem that had evolved over millions of years collapsed within decades. Plants that depended on the dodo to distribute their seeds struggled to reproduce. The delicate balance that had maintained this isolated Eden unraveled with terrifying speed. By the time humans recognized what they had done, it was far too late. The dodo became a cautionary tale, a symbol of humanity's capacity for destruction. But the deeper truth was more unsettling. The bird wasn't killed by malice, but by indifference. By the time anyone thought to preserve the species, it had already vanished. The most haunting aspect? We barely know what the dodo truly looked like. The few specimens collected were poorly preserved. The sketches made by sailors were crude approximations. Even our modern reconstructions are educated guesses based on fragmented evidence. A creature that lived for 4 million years left almost no trace of its existence, wiped away in a mere 2 decades of human presence. And Mauritius itself transformed. The lush forests gave way to sugarcane plantations. The unique fruits that the dodo ate became rare or extinct themselves. The paradise that nature had perfected over millions of years was redesigned to serve human needs in less than a century. Does this sound familiar? Modern humans also inhabit their own version of Mauritius. Comfortable, abundant, gradually forgetting how to respond to risk. We have sleeping pills, synthetic vitamins, AI handling household chores, but if our world suddenly changes, would we fare any better than the dodo? Our cities are our forests. Our technology is our protective adaptation. Our civilization is our paradise island. But what happens when the environment we've perfectly adapted to shifts beneath our feet? If humans had never intervened, would we today enjoy dodo nuggets or free-range dodo eggs? Would Mauritius be the only place where you could photograph a dodo eating tropical fruit? No one knows. But what's certain is this. The dodo teaches us about the fragility of paradise, the danger of overspecialization, and the devastating price of relying too heavily on environments we presume will remain perfectly safe forever. Perhaps the most terrifying lesson isn't that we destroyed the dodo. It's that we ourselves might be evolving into modern dodos, perfectly adapted to a world that could vanish overnight. When comfort becomes an evolutionary trap, extinction isn't just possible. It's inevitable.